Turn crisis into opportunities. People tend to deal with crisis only in terms of their potential for disaster. And yet, in a crisis, people are more on edge and agitated than they might otherwise be, and their vulnerability can be turned into a great advantage. Recently, a major client called up in a state of panic. One of the client's biggest licensees had decided not to pick up its option, which meant the potential loss of a seven-figure income and a great deal of exposure. The executive in charge of this particular client panicked also, and by the time I learned about the situation, the executive had replaced the deal with an even better one. That sounds like good news, but it just so happens that this particular client is paying us far less than we are worth. The client is a prestigious one for us and took advantage of that in working out our representation agreement. Had our executive not been so quick to solve this crisis, I would have used the opportunity to explain some facts to this client. Yes, it is too bad about the particular licensee pulling out. Yes, we felt we could replace it, but only by a great deal of time and effort, and maybe by calling in a favor or two, which actually happened. I would have then brought up the subject of our fee to see whether the client might consider paying us what we were worth in the first place. One of the best rules I know is when a crisis occurs or is in the process of occurring, don't react. Just say you would like to think about it. Make an excuse, but don't respond. Once you have analyzed the crisis in terms of its potential for opportunity as well as its potential for disaster, then you can respond. This at least allows for clear-headedness in dealing with the problem. And if you are shrewd about what's going on and haven't become caught up in the crisis yourself, it may present a very interesting edge.